being formed and organizing this evening for the benefit of all of you. In my days as a student, both in school, college and universities, I made sure that I am a member of one or the other club. Because I always subscribe to this belief that mere books are not the end of your studies in a university. If you are only focusing on your books and notes, you might become a well-read man, but you will not become a complete man or a complete woman. To become an all-round personality, a complete man or a complete woman, you need to do many other things. And I'm glad to hear that MULSA has that dynamism inbuilt in it, whereby you have inculcate sportsmanship, debating, elocution, computers, reading, and so much so going out on picnic. And I was asking Shabaz Sahab where to, and he said Agra. I said fabulous. So you all know how to live life, and that's what our spirit should be. Live life to the full. Khul ke jiyo. Don't think about it, what others think. Live the way you want to live. If you feel something is right, go ahead, do it. Don't think about society, or don't think about Abba kya kahenge or Amma kya kahenge. But then at the same time, analyze in your mind as to whether what I'm going to do is correct or not. And when your conscience says that you are doing correct, go ahead, do it. Because the conscience never bluffs. It never tells lies. It will never tell you wrong things. And that is why when I said, I seldom refer to my mind when I speak, because the mind teaches you craft. The mind gives you ideas. It may not be the most noblest of ideas, but the heart always gives you emotion, pathos. It touches you from the inner feelings. And that's why when your heart and when your soul says this is good, this is correct, you must do it. Never stop short of it. Remember that you are fortunate to be students of a university which has been consistently ranked at number 2 in this country. Today morning we got the latest rankings from the United States University ranking system, and you would have by now heard that we are once again number 2 in India as per the US rankings. Why does it happen year after year? How does it happen year after year? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And where do we go from here to there where we are looking for? It happens because of you. It does not happen because of me. Definitely not. You are the cause, you are the reason, the ethre of what is happening to your position, the university's position. And I can assure you that if there was no violence on 23rd of May, we would have been easily on number 1 position. I asked these editors and I inquired from the people who assess us as to where we got defeated or where we lost. They said you scored least point in perception. Somewhere people started talking about us. Okay, there is something wrong in the university. Why murder? Why arson? Why is it that the proctor office is set on fire? The dean is of students' welfare. Why was his office set on fire? And on that count we slided. If we had not slid because of the incident of 23rd May, by now we would have been at the pole position. But I have not lost heart, and so should you. You must be determined that you will take the university to the position which we all are aspiring one day. And with you, I am sure our teachers also will put in their best foot forward to mobilize the resources of the university in such a manner that everybody says, wow. You know what is wow? Very good. Recently, on Sir Syed Day, the University Grant Commission chairman was here, as you all know, Mr. Professor Ved Prakash. While discussing with him, he told me, your university is very, very clean. And he named a very leading university of India, which I don't want to name on the microphone. And he said, I was there last week. You are far, far more impressive than that university. It flattered me. I felt happy. I take pride in this fact that not only the infrastructure of the university has improved, not only that the surroundings have become more pleasant, but academically we have also risen. I find a distinct change. Perhaps you would not realize because you were not witness to that change in 2012 when we decided to initiate the competitive entrance examination for BA, BSc, BCom and all these exams. That time only I had made a prophecy that in 5 years down the lane, when our students come up for PhD competition, you will find a marked improvement in their caliber, in their ability to converse, and in their ability to express by fountain pen. There is a change. The quality of our student has definitely improved. And when the quality improves, then comes the academic improvement. पढ़ने वाले को भी मजा आता है, पढ़ाने वाले को उससे ज़्यादा मजा आता है. But when the student gives a dumb-witted look and he is looking to escape and go and sit at Chungi Dhaba, तब पढ़ाने वाले का दिल टूट जाता है. Then he is not interested. You are the fodder for the impetus of the teachers. If you don't provide that fodder to him or her, she will also lack interest in the class. You have to create that environment through your questioning, through your attendance, through your sincerity in such a manner that the teacher standing at the podium says, my students want to learn. And when that feeling sinks into a teacher, then he comes prepared and he teaches better than before. You have to decide that you will learn. And I'm sure that your parents who have sent you here have sent you for the sole purpose of learning. Why is it that everybody talks high of Indian Institutes of Technology, Indian Institutes of Management? Did you ever hear any dharna in IIT? Did you ever hear a dharna in IIM? Why? They are also students of your age group. But they are very clear in their ideas. What I want to become and why I am here. Unfortunately, some of us become hazy in our ideas. पता नहीं ठेकेदार बनेंगे कि क्या बनेंगे, नगर महापालिका का ठेका मिलेगा कि बिल्डिंग डिपार्टमेंट का ठेका मिलेगा. We seldom think of competing. And remember, boys and girls, any community which does not believe in competition will lag behind. If you will not compete, you will not be progressing the way we look to progress. Imagine the Jews. Hundreds of Nobel Prizes have been won over by Jews. And what is the size of Jews vis-a-vis the other communities? There is something in them which propels them right from the time of Einstein, who was also a Jew, till presently all the Nobel Prize winners. What is there so special? Why is it that they are repeatedly winning and we are not able to do that feat? We must ask ourselves a question. There is nothing like brilliance. There can be no equation with excellence. Excellence is only in God, but the mankind must strive to be one notch below God and he must strive at least for excellence. As Thomas Alva Edison said, trifles make perfection, but perfection is no trifle. I repeat, छोटी छोटी चीजें perfection की तरफ बढ़ाती हैं. लेकिन वो जो perfection चीज है वो छोटी नहीं होती. That is what he said. Trifles make perfection, but perfection is no trifle. Don't ignore small things. Don't overlook कि ये चलेगा because की spelling BCOZ. If you do that, please की spelling PLZ. If you do that, you are doing at your peril. Because nobody is going to accept this message that you send when you appear for a test or exam. That spelling will be marked locked in a circle. Please devote time to quality reading. Fortunately, you are students of library science. You've got fantastic collection of books in your own library. What to talk of Maulana Azad library? Spare time every day without fail to read. Rather than sitting and gossiping, wasting time. And I also did it when I was of your age. I now regret, sincerely, honestly I regret. Why did I waste so much of time in my younger days? I could have read by now many, many books. There is so much to read in life. So much to read in life. So much of knowledge to acquire in life that one day when you reach my age, you will feel how much is still left to read. You are fortunate, especially the girls. Do you realize that you are the 3% of Indian female population who has reached the post-graduation or graduation level? Do you realize this fact? 97% of your teachers have stopped at 12th standard. You are only 3% amongst that population of 3% who is sitting in front of me here. Aren't you lucky? Don't you consider yourself really privileged? But this privilege must not go unnoticed. You have to make your presence felt. And how do you make your presence felt? The first weapon that you must have with you is knowledge. If you have the weapon of knowledge with you, nobody can stop you. Success will be yours no matter what happens. No matter how biased a person is sitting in front of you, he cannot but help in selecting you. My second piece of advice is, this life spirit is extremely important. Do not waste even one more year than what is minimum required for you to step into the portals of life. I see here people 30 years, 32 years, क्या कर रहा है भाई? PhD कर रहा है. This time will never come. This is very materialistic. Till we get a job, we will do PhD. Or till we get married, we will do PhD. Unless you are sure that you want to do teaching, go and fend for a job. Go and look for a job. Because life is like a taxi meter. The earlier you put down that meter, the earlier your rent starts. The fare of the taxi starts. If you delay putting down that meter, you will have a lesser width of service. Supposing you join as an assistant professor at 40 years of service, what's the point? What's the point? You are left with 25 years of service only. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Tina Dhabi, who topped the IAS examination, how old is she? Can anybody tell me? 21 years old. The present Chief of Army Staff, do you know at what age he got the commission as a second lieutenant in the Indian Army? 19 years. He was a second lieutenant at 19 years of age. And that is why today he is the Chief of Army Staff. I can predict today that in times to come, this girl will rise very high unless something drastically goes wrong. But take it from me, boys and girls, anybody who has not joined the IAS at 23 years or 22 years of service cannot become the top bureaucrat of this country. That is the cabinet secretary. So the moral of the story is that it's always the early bird which catches the worm. If you start early, you will serve longer. Your retirement age will be far. You will serve longer. When you serve longer, you will get more and more increments every year. And when you get more and more increments, you will retire with a fatter pay than what perhaps your colleague is going to retire. And when you retire with a fatter pay, your pension will also be fat than your friend who has joined service later. Do you realize what I am trying to tell you? Please continue with your studies after you get your job, just as I did in life. When I joined the Combined Defense Services, I was a plain graduate. And I did my post-graduation, my MBA, my advanced diploma, all while in service. The beauty of government service is that it gives you a hell of a lot of time to pursue your studies. It never stops you. It never inhibits you. But you must understand there is no point in going on and on. इस साल क्या कर रहे हो? इस डिप्लोमा इन इस्लामिक बैंकिंग. अगले साल क्या करोगे? मास कम्युनिकेशन में करेंगे. फिर क्या करोगे? फिर हम चले जाएंगे फलाना डिप्लोमा करने. At whose cost? Parents are alive. They are feeding you. They are pumping money into you. But who is the ultimate loser? Parents will not stay forever. Who is the ultimate loser? The ultimate loser is you, who is just loitering around for the sake of his friend. Because that friend wants him to stay. He doesn't have any ambition in life. I want in my university students with competitive spirit. Why is it that Allahabad University, which is far smaller than Aligarh Muslim University, produces PCS officers by 100 and IAS officers at least 15, 20 every year, even now? Why is it? And we are not able to produce. It is not that you are inferior. It is not at all. I have seen 3 universities in my life, and this is the 4th university which I am very closely seeing. I can tell you our university boys and girls are smarter, intelligent, can speak well. All that they require is brushing up the pen. Why can't you also become one of them? Do you know that the present administration of Aligarh district is all manned by products of Allahabad University? Are you aware of this? Today the editor of Amar Ujala came to meet me and he said, sir, I am also from Allahabad University. I was 10 years junior to you. Why is it that this sort of a specialization is only in one university? Why cannot we also give a run for the leather for the colleges in Delhi where people clamor to join? I am not only exhorting you to join IAS or PCS. I am exhorting you to join government service. Please understand, having served for 36 years to be exact in government service, I know the beauty, the glory and the safety net that is there in this government service. Your one letter to the district magistrate of that area, you may be serving in Imphal for all you care or Srinagar, but your one letter will make him turn and he will address that issue. Even if you are a small tahsildar, you carry weight, you carry some aura around you. Whereas there may be a vice president of a private company, he will not be offered chair by a government official. He may be drawing 5 lakh rupees a month. I am telling you. Believe me for my words. The government service today in India is very well paid. Gone are the days when we used to call poor Babu. He is no more poor. Everybody in the government is getting good salary. You just have to shake yourself. There is a RCA in our university, Residential Coaching Academy. When I go there, I find students of other local colleges more in number than our own students. It is for the first time this time that 30 students of our university have cleared the prelims of PCS examination Uttar Pradesh. This is the first time. And 9 students of our university have cleared the IAS prelim examination. I am sincerely praying that may all 9 of them make the final. All 30 of them make the final. Your presence in every office of the government of India is required. You will realize once you sit perhaps in South Block or Sena Bhavan or Shastri Bhavan, then you will realize what I am talking. Today when I go, the first question I ask, is there any league in this office? And I get despaired when I am told, no, sorry, there is nobody from AMU here. To the girls, you can make it. To the boys, you too can make it. Do not think of going back and simply making chapatis. You will make ultimately, you have to feed your family, but then besides making chapati, think of other things. And to the boys, do not think of going back to the village and plowing your field. That is not what your mother or father sent you to Aligarh Muslim University. The purpose of sending you to this university was to see you as a bright star of the family. Do not disappoint them. I am sure you will not. And shrug off this feeling of fear that नाइंसाफी होती है सर, partition होता है, लिए नहीं जाएंगे. I have heard these people telling. My own family members talk like this. Nothing. It's lie. It's lie. My father was not in the army. I was the first generation in the army. And when I appeared for the combined defense services, I was 10th in the order of merit in my first attempt. Why? I worked hard. Junoon tari ho gaya. And unless that junoon comes into you, just the way junoon sank into Isaac Newton and he discovered the laws of motion, I want you to get into that junoon mode. I want to become this. All of you cannot become teachers. Take it for granted. Only few select will become teachers. I keep doing interviews every day. I know it's very difficult. Why not pick up a job which you excel in, which you are very good in? Look at those jobs. And together I would like to talk to you, and I would quote one famous quote which some bright spark had said, that people recognize talent, but at the end of the day, they reward character. People recognize talent, but at the end of the day, they reward character alone. We must imbibe values, ethics. Unfortunately, this moral science has finished in our schools. We have stopped respecting our elders. हमारे बगल से स्टूडेंट चले जाते हैं ऐसा बिहेव करते हुए कि हमको पहचानते नहीं मैं कौन हूँ. मैं उनको पहचानता हूँ, बट वो नहीं पहचानते. I am not a loser. I don't feel humiliated. Character is very important thing in life. You may have a lot of knowledge, you may be a big man, you may have tons of money with you, but if you have lost your character with you, nothing, no amount of character certificates will help. People discern and they see it yourself. It doesn't take time to find out a man whether he is worth his character or not. You can bluff some people for some time, but not over a long period. क्या क्या नहीं बोला जाता वाइस चांसलर खिलाफ हमारे खिलाफ, नेट पे भी लिखा जाता है सब. People are watching. If those 5 wise men sitting in Delhi could pick me up as the first man from Aligarh Muslim University to be conferred this award of Sir Sayyid, they were not Aligs. Aligarh University के नहीं थे वो, ना यहाँ के पढ़े थे, ना यहाँ से कोई वाबिस्ता. How is it? What did they see in me? How is it that they put me next to Mr. Kuldeep Nayyar, who got the award for excellence in journalism? And I hope you all know who is Kuldeep Nayyar. It was a proud moment for me. I have not done anything special. I have just worked the way it was expected of me. आपने एक तवक्को रखी हमसे, हमने वो काम किया. I relegated my family, my other things behind. And when you will do work, you will be abused. You will be cursed. आपको हर नाम दिए जाएंगे. You have read that Sir Sayyid's quotation there at Duck Pond? What beautiful thing he said. While making this university for you, I was cast all types of allegations on me. लिखा है ना? I aged before my age. I lost my eyesight, but not my vision. And today I have completed your university. So from the time of Sir Sayyid till present time, the typical man in this university has not changed. तनकीद उसके खून में है, डीएनए में. उसको रोशनी दिखती ही नहीं. उसको अच्छी चीज नजर आएगी. अगर दीवार साफ है तो वो कहता क्यों साफ है. And some of us are so negatively inclined that the other day, a day prior to the old boys meet, somebody threw a bucket of green paint on the fine arts gallery door. A green color paint. I still have that photo in my camera. We had to spend nearly 2,000 rupees to get it repainted. Either that man is mad, that person who did, either he is mad, or he is absolute negative man who doesn't want to look at brighter things of life. Choice is ours. हम क्या देखना चाहते हैं? You have to decide that I will do everything that I can to protect the honor and name of this university. At no stage my action should cause any difficult moments for the university. The media is waiting for you to sit on a dharna. And the moment you sit on the dharna, there will be the first photo which will be published in the newspaper as a headline. No matter whether Aligarh Muslim University tomorrow becomes the #1 university of India, but the dharna photo will be on top and the name of Aligarh Muslim as #1 university will be down. Do you agree with me or not?
Yes, sir.
जब आदमी कुत्ते को काट लेता है वही खबर बनती है. जब कुत्ता आदमी को काटता है कोई खबर नहीं. Unfortunately, there are many people outside who are gunning for the university. No other university in India is covered so much in the national media as Aligarh Muslim University. And most of the time it is for wrong reasons. And who is the progenitor of wrong reasons? It is us. We provide them chance to write wrong things about the university. But Alhamdulillah, I realize that the people who are far away from the university appreciate this university better than the people who are sitting inside the university. Do you agree?
Yes.
So therefore that leads me to believe that the love for the university is directly proportional to the distance that you are from the university. Recently, last month, I had gone to England on a personal visit and I met a lot of alumni there. They were all thrilled to hear about the university and they know everything about the university. Same was when I last year visited America. I visited 5 universities. I met alumni in 6 districts of USA. And they were all thrilled. When I go to Middle East, they are all thrilled. जाने ना जाने, गुल ही ना जाने, बाप को सारा जाने. The problem here is that we grip here too much. And when you brood, remember you are only hurting yourself. You are not hurting anybody else. जब आप हर वक्त एक शिकायत का पुलिंदा बनाए रहे, उससे तकलीफ आप ही को होती है, किसी और को नहीं. Choice is yours. Smile or you wish to brood, continue brooding. I'll come to the next issue is that please in life anticipate very well. अगर हम ये चाल चलेंगे तो अल्लाह कौन सा चाल चलेगा. अगर मैं ऐसा करूंगी तो वो अल्लाह कैसा होगा रिजल्ट उसका. Learn to be an anticipator. जब मैं ये करूंगा तो वो होगा और वो करूंगा तो वो होगा. And if you can anticipate well, you will be a successful man. Having anticipated, plan. And having planned, execute it ruthlessly. बेदर्द, बेरहम, बेपछतावा. जब काम कराने पे आ जाइए, there should be no ram. ए भैया कर दो, ए बाबू कर दो. No, nothing like that. Everybody is being paid for doing a job, including Ahmad Ali. Everybody must do a job. There is no question why I should not do my work and why should anybody else not do his work. Therefore, the first point is anticipate, then plan, and then execute. I'm glad that your representatives raised some issues which I have noted, and inshallah I'll attend to this. The only grey area I find is the issue of stipend. I'm not sure whether the university can afford to give stipend. But if the UGC permits us, we would love to give stipend. We would be rather happy, and I'll take up this matter with the UGC. Because on its own, the university only gives scholarships, as you know, but no stipend. Even non-net money comes from UGC, and then we distribute to the non-net PhD scholars. Save for that, I am with you for the practical training facility that was spoken by the President. And inshallah, we'll give you a helping hand for that. I was asking Shahbaz Sahab whether you get regular funds for MULSA or not. Shahbaz Sahab said no. I'm surprised why I was not written a short letter. We are running 40 societies in the university. Why don't we have MULSA also as part of one of 41st Society of the University? I would request you or the President to write me a letter, and we will include you as one of the societies of the university. And for down the years, you will continue getting a sizable amount of money to run your show. You don't have to collect amongst yourself. No tension. And inshallah, I'll start it from this year onwards. So the sooner you write me, the earlier you get the money for MULSA. The parking space, I know that today parking is becoming a nightmare in everywhere. What to talk of Aligarh? The vehicles are increasing, but the roads are not increasing. We will try to do up your parking, but just remember one thing, boys and girls. In 11th plan, your university got 188 crores for 5 years. 11th plan finished on 31st March 2012. Remember the figures, 188 crores. In 12th plan, everybody was expecting threefold hike at least. They were very excited. But when the money actually came, it was 162 crores. So instead of real terms increasing, we got lesser money for the 12th plan, because I believe the UGC got lesser money from the government. But that as it is the universities for you to see how we utilize this 162 crores. Not only here, we are now renovating the Bangalore and Ranikhet. We have a university Bangalore where you want to go on a holiday, you can go and stay in Ranikhet. It's a beautiful hill station. We are doing up that Bangalore also. The way we have utilized this 162 crores amazes me also. I wish that 188 crore was also utilized in this way. Perhaps it would have been much better. But I would like to assure you that every money has been well spent. And how is it well spent? We negotiate, we bargain. If this glass is costing 5 rupees, I will not buy it for 5 rupees without asking question. My effort will be to get it for 3 rupees. And I have succeeded many times on that. I have never ever paid the amount which somebody is demanding. Itna paisa do to ye kaam. I bargain, I negotiate. And I always believe that saving money is like money earned. जब आपके पास कुछ पैसे बचते हैं तो आप उसी पैसे को कहीं और भी लगा सकते हैं. I take that money with the emotional quotient if this is our money. If we spend it well, it is ours. Otherwise, we are losing that. I can't tell you examples after examples, but the university has succeeded in doing all this because of the dire negotiations that we get into any work. We wait. हम इंतजार करते हैं who will blink first. Vendor blink करेगा या हम blink करेंगे पहले. Who will yield first? And most of the time it is the vendor because he wants business. So we end up saving for the university, and that is where actually the money has been saved, and that is the reason why we have got all this. There is a 50 lakh auditorium going to come up next to you where you are sitting. And inshallah by next summer, when you have such a program, you will be sitting in a 300 chair auditorium in your faculty only here. We have received the tenders, the funds have been allotted. It's only a matter of time when the work will start. Same goes with everywhere else that you see the development. See the road that is coming up behind in Tarbandla area. It will be a 2-lane road, 4-lane road. Everywhere development is going on. Be rest assured that जब नियत ठीक होती है तो बरकत होती है, and we will put this barakat into the lap of MULSA also. We will share this barakat. The issue about RFID in books, radio frequency identification device. When I was a director in Army War College in Mao, I was given an additional charge of library to look after the library. Though there was a full staff, there was a librarian, but as a brigadier, I was told you look after the library. And it's a beautiful library. In 2012, I introduced RFID in full in that library. I don't recall now how many books were there, but it was a huge library. Every book had a RFID. And to introduce this, I traveled 3 times to Delhi to see how RFID works. I was clueless about RFID. And inshallah, what Shahbaz Sahab is thinking of, he will see to it before he hangs up his uniform, before he retires. Inshallah, we'll see to it that the RFID of your library at least is 100%. The cost of the chip is going down day by day. I started with 12 rupees. By the next year, it was 8 rupees, the chip. So by now, I think, I don't know, it may be 4 rupees or 2 rupees. So we will introduce, this is a beautiful thing. Just pick up a book, show it in front of that computer camera and take it home. It is recorded. So we will do, and we'll also do for MA Library. Once again, I've been long in speaking, but thank you very much for being so good listener. And I'm sure that you will one day do us proud, do your parents proud. May God bless MULSA and all of you who are sitting in the Bachelor of Library or Master of Library classes. May you be endowed with a very bright future. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.